Hi ladies, thank you for joining me for week 2 of our Mobility Monday series. If you missed week 1, go back and watch week 1. It's all about our ankles and feet, and the health of our ankles and feet is going to play a big role in today's part, which is our knees. We're working from the bottom up. So if our knees are hurting, we need to go back. We need to make sure that we're checking all of those boxes from video 1, and then you can come back to video 2 and do these mobility, strengthening, and stretching exercises to help make sure that our knees are getting better or staying in a good position. So the first thing that I want to talk about when we're thinking about our knees is our knees always tracking outwards towards our pinky toes. Women are 2 to 8 times more likely to have an ACL injury than male athletes. So that includes you, but really importantly, if you have young daughters who are playing sports, we want to make sure that every takeoff, landing, and movement has our knees pointing outward. So one great cue that we can have for that is to put on a booty band. So mine's black, but at the gym, they're the pink and purple and light pink colors. Okay, so I'm not necessarily using this to activate my glutes right now. I'm going to use it so that I can feel that pressure, a slight pressure, and have a reminder on the outside of my knees to be pushing outward. I could be doing these with jumps. I want to make sure that when I'm taking off, my knees are going outward. More specifically, more importantly, when I'm landing, my knees are landing outward. On our box jumps, when we're landing and our knees are going out. Okay, where that ACL and other knee injuries come from is we're landing and our knees are coming in. We'll see the same thing with our squats. So if we want to add the booty band around the top of our knee, okay, with that grippy side on the inside of our leggings, we can add that for any type of squat too, and really using it not necessarily for our glutes, but think about pushing against that band, okay? Because what we'll see in female athletes is on the way up where things get sticky in a squat, our knees come in. We want to always be fighting for our knees out. So that's one thing that we can really be thinking about, is making sure that our knees are out, tracking with our pinky toes. So if we're already having knee pain, one thing that you can do before class, after class, at home is foam roll. So if we're having pain on the bottom of your knee, like underneath your kneecap, on the outside of your knee, the inside of your knee, we want to start by thinking about rolling out our IT band. So our IT band goes from our ankle all the way up to our hip, which is a really great point, thinking about how, like we mentioned last week, everything starts at the bottom. When our feet and our ankles are taken care of, our knees can be taken care of, then our hips can be taken care of. So working that IT band is great for all three, specifically our knees, okay? So you'll lay sideways and you're going to roll your whole body, okay, up all the way. Make sure that you're getting all the way up to the top of that hip bone, all the way down to your ankle. Let me show you. So remember, when we're rolling out that we want to feel pressure, and it might be uncomfortable, but we don't want to be in pain, okay? So I'm going to, like I said, be on my side. I'm going to just leave one leg on the ground so that I can kind of monitor and gauge the pressure that I'm putting on my IT band. If it's not enough pressure, you can have both legs up on top of each other stacked so that you're getting more weight. So again, we're rolling from our hip all the way to our ankle, okay? There's really not a pretty way to do it, but we want to make sure that we get maybe 10 rolls on each side. And then if there's any sticky spots, make sure that you hang out there, kind of do some smaller rolls around there, and that should help out with some of that knee pain, again, under the kneecap and on the outside and the inside. Another great way to help if we're already having pain or do some prevention work is making sure that we are working our quads. So your quad muscle is up here in the thigh, but it's all intertwined. All the tendons and muscles are working together. So when we have strong muscles around those tender spots and those injury-prone spots like our knees, then we can do some preventative work to make sure that things aren't getting to them to cause those injuries. So quad strength. If you are someone who is worried about your knee health or you already have knee pain and then you're not coming on legs, squat day, quad day, you're truly not doing yourself any favor. Come in on those days, talk to your trainer, let them know, I'm here, but I am going to need some modifications. I'm here to strengthen my quads so that I can keep my knees healthy, or I can get my knees healthy, but I might not be able to do all of the movements exactly the way that they're written. Your trainer will be able to help you with that. Okay, so when we're doing some of those quad strengthening exercises and we already have some knee pain, we want to think about being very diligent and making maybe smaller movements so that we can really focus and hone in on exactly where we want to be working, which is our quad, knees out, strengthening our knees. One great tool that you can do before class, after class, at home, or as a modification during the workout are multi-directional step taps. Let me show you. So to do the multi-directional step taps, you want to find a small elevated surface. At the gym, we could put a plate down, maybe a 45 or a 25 down on the mat and use that. I'm going to use the leg of my squat rack, or you could use anything else that you have at home. I'm going to start by keeping my balance, by holding on to something. If you feel like you've already mastered that skill and you're ready for a more challenging skill, do it without holding on. This is going to look and probably feel like a really small movement, but if you're doing it correctly, it's doing the work that it's supposed to be doing, okay? So the leg that I'm working is the leg that's up on the elevated surface. I'm going to slightly bend down, okay? Bend in the knee, tap in front. I'm making sure that my knee is pointing outward, not caving in, and that it's not going over my toe, okay? So multi-directional, we're gonna go all directions, really thinking about keeping our core tight so that we can have as much focus on our quad as we possibly can. So I would do maybe 3 rounds on each side, see how it feels, roll out. Okay, that's all that I have for you. Please make sure that if you have any questions, you put them in the comments or you stop me at the gym this week. Again, make sure that if you did not watch week 1, you go back and do that, or at least read what I wrote about your feet and your ankles. They're going to continue to come up in probably every video that we do from here on out because it's all related. Join me next week as we talk about our hips.